Morning. Morning, boys and girls. It's the last day of August. Can't believe it. It's Monday. Bank holiday Monday, August the 31st. 2020. Welcome along to the Chapel Hill Marina and this morning's United Kingdom talk back up in Lincolnshire now, boys and girls. Also, there's a new light. There's a new little light in front of me. It's much smaller than the last one, so hopefully I won't look so much like a ghost. That's the old one, okay, which I'm going to actually put up there, which will improve things at the back a little bit there. But yes, there's a very small. Take a picture. Very small light in front of me now, which I think will vastly improve the picture that we had here. One moment, please. I shall show you. Look, it's very small. Very, very small. You can get these. They're only 10 quid. No, was it 14? They're only 14 quid. Look, that's it. Can you see? That's it. That's all that's in front of me. There's that, and there's two of exactly the same things above there. Shining on the backdrop there. It's made life a hell of a lot easier here because I haven't got to charge batteries up anymore. I used to have... Where are they now? I'll show you the old one. There we are. Oh, it's heavy. That's the old one. Okay. I had two of these in here, literally hanging down like that, balanced on the curtain rail. Television at its cheapest form. You know, that's why the BBC are in so much trouble. All they need is a couple of these. Or perhaps these little round... That's all they need. Nope, they have to go and spend, I don't know, £5,000 on one light bulb. Madness, isn't it? Anyway, good morning, Chair. Bit cold last night, weren't it? Oh, my word. Yes, I got up here to Lincolnshire. Got here around about 20 to 1 yesterday. And I got up here earlier because I didn't do the prizes down the other end. Usually on a Sunday night when we finish the bingo, I'll put all the prizes together and get them in their envelopes and things like that. Stop at a post box on the way up here, post them, and then it's done. But it does delay me getting out. And to be honest, it doesn't make any difference whether I get here at like 20 to 1 or 1:30 or 2:30. Makes no difference at all. But you know, when you want to get somewhere... Do you know what I mean? And so last night, for the first time, what I did is I asked you all, as always, those of you that were playing the bingo, to send in your addresses. They're all on the system. I can just pick those up from anywhere, really. And chucked the prizes in the bags as people requested them and brought them up here all ready to deal with after today's show. So that's a good idea, isn't it? Yes, I'm just full of good ideas. But I got up here and I thought, oh, it's a little bit nippy today. But I was able to turn on my heating in here before I got up here. And I got out of the car. As I opened the door, I was hit by like a nice wall of warmth, which was really nice. In bed, I thought, oh, it's a little bit hot in here. And I turned the heating off. I didn't sleep too well at all last night. I don't know why, but I turned the heating off as I got too hot and went to sleep. And I woke up and I was blooming freezing, so I turned it back on again. Should have just left it on, really. Been like that. Have you turned your heating on by any chance? I noticed, in August. I know it's the end of August, but there's times when you don't turn that heating on until blooming late October, is there? Halloween always seemed to be a day that kind of, it suddenly got cold. Halloween. But it seems to be happening a lot earlier now, doesn't it? Gets colder earlier and warmer earlier. Sort of Easter, we can have wonderful Easters. Now, mind you, on the other hand, the weather sometimes, they show us a quick snatch, don't they? A quick snatch of Easter, of summer in Easter. Like a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. And then it takes it back again, doesn't it? And it never reappears till next Easter. Unfortunately. But never mind, that's just how it is. So back up here in Lincolnshire at the Chapel Hill Marina. Welcome along, gang. Bank holiday weekend. It's the bank holiday again, isn't it, eh? Anyone going out? Are you going to jump in your car and sort of, I don't know, join miles and miles of traffic trying to get to a square inch of beach somewhere and cough all over each other and pass on the virus? Anyone going to do that? Or what did you used to do? Did you used to go out on a bank holiday? Because when I was a child, we always went out every Sunday, every bank holiday. Dad would get the car out. I say get the car. We had a garage. He'd get the car out of the garage, bring it round, and we'd go somewhere. seasides and things like that. And I always remember on a bank holiday there did seem to be a little bit more traffic. Nothing like it is these days. You know, we could sit in traffic, perhaps going down to Bognor Regis or Brocklesham Bay, somewhere, one of those two we normally went to. The main city there, of course, being Chichester. That's like the main sort of town. Is it a city? I think it is a city. They got a cathedral. Yeah, it's a city. If it's a city, they have to have a cathedral. Did you know that? You see, I'm full of interesting information this morning. You have to have a cathedral if you want to be a city. You know, I think, does Brighton have a cathedral? Actually, does Brighton have a cathedral? I don't know if it does or not. Anyway, we used to get in the car and Dad would get the car out of the garage because the garage wasn't near our house. We lived in Masonettes in Roehampton and there were blocks of garages, you know, and you had to put your name down for one. And hopefully when someone either gave up a garage or died, you know, you'd get that garage and you'd rent it from the council. And the garage, it wasn't actually that close to our house. It was about, I would say, about a 10-minute walk from the house, 10 to 15 minutes walk from the house. Dad would go to the garage, bring the car around, and in would be our little bags of sandwiches and perhaps things like that, and off we'd go. Off we go to the beach for the day. Yeah, happy times, 1970s. And on the way back, it used to be certainly if it was a Sunday, because we used to go out every Sunday as well as bank holidays, on the way back on a Sunday, Mum would have on the radio Sing Something Simple on BBC Radio 2. I don't think it's still going now. Always remember the song, you know, sing something simple, let cares go by. Sing something simple, just you and I, da 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 da. Sing something simple by the Cliff Adams singers. They were the people that was singing in that. The BBC would hire them and they'd make this programme, and it was blooming, it was all right. It was really old school, really old fashioned songs on there, and it was basically covers. You know, they sing to you covers, and they'd have their own little band, and this would be on the radio. But this old cassette radio thing here, which was not high quality at all. You know, it's a bit tinny, the sound, but Mum and Dad were happy with that, you know, and Mum would struggle with this thing. I'd be in the back of the car, you know, having fights with my sister. Always started, incidentally, by my sister, certainly not me. Mum, and she'd try and get me into trouble. Mum, Chris is hitting me again. And Mum and Dad would put up with it. You must stop it. Now and again, Dad got really cross and he'd pull over. Now, listen, you two, pack it in there. We'd be fighting in the back of the car. Did you do that with your brother and sister? Brother or sister? I wonder what's worse, brothers and sisters, or brothers and brothers, or sisters and sisters. I wonder what's worse. What were you? We were brother and sister, of course. And later on to become sister and sister, really. It's just how it is. And we get back late and I think we go straight to bed after that. It's funny as you're a child. And then as you become a teenager, you don't want to go. I don't know why that is. And you become, I think I was certainly as a teenager, incredibly ungrateful. Incredibly ungrateful, which I can just never forgive myself from. But forgiven myself for, but I guess that's the same as most children, is it? Let's see if any of you lot have been going anywhere recently. Good morning to Jason Hughes. Morning, Jason. Diane Jeb. Good morning, Michael Bowman. Shania, head of the Catholic Church on the other right. Evening, Shania. Hello to Gary Davidson. Mike Rees-Ponto. Morning, Mikey. Are you still doing the videos, Mike? You don't mention those much anymore. Are you still doing those, or you not sort of quite got there yet? Hello to Joe Woodrow. Evening, Joe. Hoping for a little win today, aren't you? Morning, Joe. Daniel Woodhouse is in the house. Talking about the trains. Yeah, the Isle of Wight got new trains coming. I saw those as well. Very nice, Shania. Very nice. I hope there will be a special carriage, you know, for Catholics. Quite like the idea of that. Kitted out with an altar and a cross and perhaps a statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of God. Something like that. Ave Maria. Be very nice, Shania. You could do the teas. Shania can be in charge of teas on the Catholic carriage on the train on the Isle of Wight, Shania. You liking the sound of that? Jason's going banger racing. I only ever did that once. Not really my sort of thing. I suppose. Gary, 2 tickets. Ross is there. Daniel Woodhouse, morning. John Parrish, good morning. DSLDG2, morning to you. Sherry does her own channel. Check it out. Sherry DMP, good morning. Guten Morgen to you. AD80. AD80, one of my favourite karaoke singers. He's doing his own karaoke nights now as well. AD80, if you want to check him out. He does the mobile. I stopped doing the mobile now, AD. In fact, I just got rid of the last of my lights the other day. Yeah, I can't see me ever loading up the car again with a sort of speakers stands and all that business and speakers and what have you. I mean, I've got two large, I don't know if you know them, Mackie Thump DJ speakers that are sort of at home now doing nothing. I don't know if I should hold on to them just in case or pass them on, so to speak, really. Not sure what to do with those. But I actually took apart the karaoke screen the other day. You know that stand I had? I got a karaoke stand, the indestructible stand. I've never had to buy another one. Such good quality. I never ever had to buy another one. And last week I actually took the screen off that because it's like a widescreen computer monitor rather than a square one. The one next to me here is a square one. Yeah, it's really old, very old, square screen there. And I wanted to take that newer one. It's not new, but the newer one. I took it off there because it's not doing anything, just sitting there doing nothing. To bring up here to replace the square one with. So I've bought the stand up. Well, I say it's a stand. It's like a thing that you attach to the desk. And a bit of metal like that, and you attach this thing with 4 screws. Bought that up. I've only left the screen down at the house on the kitchen table. Silly me. Never mind. So I'm going to take mine apart soon. Morning to John Aitken. Pretty cute bum, John Aitken. Good morning, cute bum. How are you? John Aitken's got a cute bum. Always has had. Let's just scroll down there. Daniel Woodhouse, the weather's not up to much in the East End. Yeah, I don't know what to do really. Whether to change my duvet today to the next one. I've got 3 duvets. I've got a really thin one, which is the one on at the moment. Did get a bit chilly last night in bed. I've got a medium one or a winter one. So I might change that to the winter one. But didn't they say it was going to warm up this week, did they? I can't remember now. Oops, what have I done there? Oh, no, do you know, I nearly exited the broadcast programme then, accidentally. Weather. Let's have a look here. BBC weather. I'm sure they said it was going to warm up this week. So, and sometimes you can... Where is it now? Chapel? Oh, that's not right, is it? Chapel Hill weather. Let's have a look. Chapel Hill weather. Chapel Hill, USA. Well, that's no good, is it? Oh, Chapel Hill, Links weather. Links weather. Let's have a look. Weather forecast coming up now, boys and girls. Well, 17 today. Oh, yeah, it's going up. 8 tonight. 9 tomorrow. Sorry, 17, 8. These are days and nights, yeah? So 17, 8. Well, that's not too bad. 19, 9. 21, 14. No, too early to put that on yet. Because I'll be taking the damn thing off again. On and off, dear. On and off. No, we won't be changing that one yet. And the flannelette sheets. They make a difference and all, don't they, in the winter. Have you got flannelette sheets? Oh, lovely, dear. Lovely. At the moment, I've got my smooth cotton ones. Actually, the sheet I've got on here, my mate gave me. He had too many extra sheets, and he spends a fortune on stuff. Oh, he won't buy anything cheap, so these sheets would have cost 50 or 60 quid, something like that. Excuse me. Good morning to Joe Woodrow. Apart from cities that don't need one like Brighton. So Brighton hasn't got one, has it? I thought, yes, I had a feeling that was the case. Brighton and Hove are a city, aren't they? But they don't have a cathedral there. I thought so. Joe used to go to the New Forest on a Sunday. Do you know, I don't think I've ever been there, Joe, New Forest. No. On a Sunday and bank holiday. Well, bank holidays used to be the seaside. And then on a Sunday, it used to be either Box Hill, for our little outings, Epsom Downs, Leith Hill, or there was another one. Where was the other place? Box Hill, Leith Hill. I think we went to Henley a couple of times where all the boats are and going up and down the river. Can't remember the other one. We didn't go to London. Never went really to London. to do the Tower of... I mean, we did do that, but that wasn't one of our Sunday expeditions. Richmond Park, which was just down the road, we went there sometimes on Sunday, yeah. Oh, yes, Dad took us out every single Sunday without fail. And as I say, when I become a teenager, I got more and more ungrateful, really. I don't know why that is. But, you know, when I speak to other fathers... sort of my age and a bit younger, often they tell you about their boys and how much they do for their boys, and they never say thank you or give them a backhand or anything like that. And I say to them, well, I think I have a feeling that's just how it is. If you're a father and you've got boys 20-ish and up, no, sort of 13 and up to about whatever, do you do stuff for your boys and don't really get any thanks for it? And I do try and explain to them to kind of make them feel a bit better, because I was exactly the same. I'm not happy about that, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Of course, once they've gone, isn't it? And that's it. John Parrish used to live to the Billy Cotton Band show. Yes, I've heard of that. Heard of the Billy Cotton. Yeah, heard of Billy Cotton. Tony King, good morning. Mandy, do you remember Listen with Mother on the Sunday morning? No, I don't really, Mandy. I think we had television. We had the television on a lot. Not really had Listen with Mother. Mum used to listen to Woman's Hour on Radio 4 and the soaps on the radio. The Archers, she loved the Archers. Da, 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 da. And there was one on Radio 2 called Waggoner's Walk, which finished some years ago, quite a few years ago. That was a little soap on the radio. When was that on? I think that was on in the afternoon, that one. Waggoner's Walk. Yeah, soap opera there. John Aitken had 5 sisters, only 2 left and 1 big brother. Oh, may they rest in peace, the other ones, darling. Yeah. AD is mostly doing equipment hire in people's homes. There you go. I'm sure you'll be hosting your own mobile karaoke soon, AD. John's just changed the duvet to autumn winter. I was cold last night. Oh, you're going to regret that, John. You've done it too early, mate. You've done it too early. Wait till a couple of days' time when it warms up again. You'll be chucking that off and have to sleep naked in that little bed of yours. I've got to have something over me, even if it's a light sheet or something like that, you know. I can't not have sort of nothing, if you see what I mean. Got to have something over me in the bed. I can't lay on the bed provocatively naked. I haven't got the bum to do it anyway. You have, darling. You have, my love. Yes, Casualty run out of episodes. I don't. Have they really? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they would, because they usually have a 2-week break in August. I didn't know that. I thought they were still going. Good God, I didn't know that. Casualty have run out of episodes. That's bad news. Oh, well. Mike Reese, no, won't be starting his live show yet. Oh, well, when you're ready. Take it when you're ready. Good morning to Denise Andrews, head of ducks on this channel. Morning. Oh, John's got the posh Egyptian cotton bedding. Very comfy. John Lewis, John? You're a John Lewis boy. Is it John Lewis? Am I correct? John Lewis? Yes, £100 a sheet. Very nice. You know, when it comes to a bed and stuff like that, bed type things, you want to spend the money, to be honest. We spend 1/3 of our lives in bed. You know, we won't be going down to, if you can possibly afford it, a decent bed, you're looking at a couple of £1,000. Seriously. You buy a £200 bed from blooming Argos, like I did here. You know, now and again you get a spring that sticks in your rib cage, unless of course you put on weight like me, in which case I have my own cushioning at the moment, which I'm not happy about. But it's nothing worse than rolling over and a spring sticking it. Actually, that one next door isn't too bad, to be honest with you. But I had a particular bed when I first moved into my house in Bracknell in Berkshire. I got this bed. I don't know, it was £100 from Argos. Well, I upgraded it within 2 months and chucked it away. It was so uncomfortable, I cannot tell you. You could feel all the springs. Awful. You've got to spend money on a bed. Must do. Good morning, Martin. Retro Restore. Martin Butler's here. I've got a lovely solid floor now. Oh, it was wonderful. Martin's fixed my floor. You'll be able to see the new video soon. It's not quite out yet. Part 2 of refurbishment of Chris Reardon's television studios here in Lincolnshire. Yes. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Happy bank holiday to you. I wonder how big the roads will be today, actually, whether or not everyone will be sort of driving all over the place. John Parrish, Clacton and Southend seemed so far from Bermondsey back then. Even stopped for a picnic halfway. Did we used to stop? I don't remember now. Can't remember if we used to stop or not on our little days out, but there we are. Anyway, I did a little bit of did one of me litter picks. Are we out tomorrow evening? Where are we going? Oh, you're out tomorrow evening. I beg your pardon. Did another little litter pick, my Sunday litter pick, which usually happens about 8 o'clock in the morning. Sunday litter pick yesterday, and I bumped into the old lady. There's an old lady who does it as well. She doesn't do it kind of like she's got like, bless her heart. You know, she's not mobile, really. She's got one of those, she's not in a wheelchair, one of those like push along things that they hold on to, and a little bag underneath it, right? And she picks up bottles and that. And she said, oh, hello, how are you? I said, I'm all right. Found anything? She said, I found a whole whiskey bottle today behind that bush up there. There she is, picking up the rubbish. I do the same. It's my Sunday morning litter pick. I did quite well yesterday. Yeah, I did quite well. I went over to the forest as well. I filled up a bag over there. Yeah, so quite a lot of litter. But it's a lot better now. There's a few of us picking up litter over the forest now. I happen to know that now. And it's rare that you come across much now. When I started doing it I've only been doing it 2 weeks. Once you've done it, it's actually quite easy to keep on top of it. If you just keep on top of it, then you can come back with half a bag sometimes, not much at all. So that's good news. And I find myself now finding really old stuff. And you can tell like that plastic bottle may have been down for more than a year because it's now full up with bits of dirt and it's gone a bit funny colour and rusty tins. I'm starting to find those now as well. What's that? Oh, that sounds like the combine harvester. The crop outside the front there, the wheat that's growing is all tipped over. It does look like it's ready to cut down. So we're expecting the combine harvester. You may see the combine harvester in my opening video. Have you seen that, haven't you? Combine harvester comes round. Yeah, well, that's directly out the front of my caravan. It's very close. I could put my head out into the field and have my hair cut at the same time, couldn't I? There you go. The video's out tomorrow evening, okay? Video out tomorrow evening of part 2. Part 2 of Chris Reardon's floor renewal. What you have to ask yourself is, did it really get wet? Or have I put on so much weight that the floor can't take my weight? It could be that, couldn't it? So I did my litter pick yesterday, cut the grass. Oh, the smell. Isn't it funny? Of course, in the summer, in this country, even if you water it, your grass really suffers, doesn't it? And it's not till the summer's over, when you actually want to sort of lay on it and all that, then suddenly it's had a good bit of rain, it's got a little bit cooler, and the grass just comes into its own. And I've got a lovely, lovely lawn at the moment, I must say. I mean, it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not like one of those perfect lawns like you see on the Chelsea Flower Show or something like that. But it's really thick. It's really thick, and I haven't cut the grass too short. It's sort of fairly long. It's about that long. I used to cut it like that, right? I'm really short, but you can't really see the ground now. It's about that long, something like that. And it's lovely. And of course, it just coming into autumn now, when it'll get too cold to be sitting out there. It's mad, really, isn't it? When we want it in the summer, it's all brown and damaged by the sun, and a little bit like my face, darling, damaged by the sun. Never mind. Mike Responto, when I was a child in the 70s, my mum and dad used to take my brother and 2 sisters to the beach at the Lee on Solent, which is not far where we lived. I don't know that one, the Lee on Solent. I'm sure it was very nice there, though. Yeah, happy days, isn't it? Happy days. Easy journey up here yesterday. As I say, I bought the bingo prizes up. I'll deal with those later, and they'll be in the post box a little bit after the show for you today. I think what I'll do, actually, is I'll drive to my sister's and see if she wants to go out for a walk this afternoon somewhere up that end. Because there is actually a forest here. If you come out my sister's house, I think, go onto the main road by the Golf Hotel and turn right, go up there. There's like a forest on the right. You know, I like walking in forests. So I might go up there a little bit later on. I think that's it. Yeah. The video of our afternoon tea hasn't been done yet. Went to afternoon tea with Adam the plumber for his birthday on Saturday at Coworth Park. Hopefully I'll be putting that video, it'll be a very short one, together tomorrow, or tonight rather. Tonight maybe, this afternoon. And I'll hopefully be able to show that to you tomorrow, gang. As always, if you've got any pictures or anything you want to send in, just send me to that email address there. They come into my inbox and I'll pull them up for you and put them on the show. All right, well, we've got a few stories to do here this morning. First of all, there's another asteroid on its way here, boys and girls. Oh, yes. This is the latest thing we've got to deal with now. We've had the virus. We've had Brexit. We've had flash floods. We've had earthquakes. We've had race riots. We have had Extinction Rebellion trying to get us to turn the lights off. And now there are rocks. There are, boys and girls, there are rocks being thrown at us by aliens. Dreadful. Rocks are being thrown at us. In the sun this morning, NASA is tracking a huge asteroid. Very, very big, dear. Huge. A huge asteroid, nearly twice the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Is that how you say it? Giza. 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 The Great Pyramid of Giza, which is hurtling towards the Earth at 31,400 miles an hour, which is marginally faster than I got up here last night. Just imagine if I could travel at that speed. I'd be here in less than a minute, wouldn't I? Why can't we beam into places like what they do on Star Trek? Yeah, I could just be, for example, that monitor screen I left down at the house. I'll go back and get it. Push a button. I go. I disappear and reappear in my kitchen. Pick up my screen and then push a button again. And reappear here at our Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex. I think that's an excellent idea. Why hasn't anyone been able to do that yet? And you know, on Star Trek, when they beam you from one place to another and you disappear, right? For the moment that you are in transit, are you dead? Because there's nothing left of you, is there? You see what I mean? I don't see that ever being possible, beaming someone from one place to another. If you've got to completely, disintegrate all your molecules, there's a good word, molecules. Oh, what a wonderful word. Try and use that in a sentence today. If you've got to disintegrate or something, all your molecules or jumble them up and then reassemble them in another place, I believe that's how it happens. For that moment that you're being transferred from one to the other, do you actually exist anymore? And if so, if it goes wrong, perhaps that's it. That's the end of you, isn't it? That's very strange. And just a moment. That's very. Have I got it? Yes. That's very strange and mysterious, isn't it? Are you existing or not? Very, very worrying. I wonder how it works. Anyway, the aliens are sending rocks over. This latest asteroid is 270 miles wide. Or is it meters? Hang on a minute. No, it must be meters, mustn't it? It's up to 270 meters wide. It's set to collide with our planet's orbit on September the 6th. What about our satellites, lovey? This may stop you enjoying this programme. Perhaps I will no longer be beamed to Australia. I'm bouncing off satellites all over the place, dear. Believe me that now. That's why they keep falling out of the sky. Because I've got so fat now that when my programme is beamed to the satellite, it weighs that bit much more. It's been called a near-Earth object by the US National Aeronautical and Space Administration, NASA. Meaning it's 1 point... Oh, it goes into digits then. Oh, I can't be doing numbers, dear. I can't be... I'm not that good at maths. Not really. The giant space rock, however, is not a threat to human life. Well, you don't know that. How do they know that? I don't know. How do they know it's a rock? How do they know it's not a spaceship disguised as a rock? Possibly with Daleks in it, dear. With Daleks waiting to attack us and exterminate us all. Very dangerous. The flying object was first spotted by astronomers in 2010 and is classed as an Apollo asteroid because it crosses the Earth's orbit. So they found that in 2010, right? So presumably they'll be watching it all that time waiting for it to get there. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that clever? Don't you think that's clever? I wouldn't be able to see that with my binoculars. They must have a special big telescope somewhere. It comes as a space rock the size of a car zipped past the Earth earlier this month in what scientists say is the closest flyby on record. There we are. NASA has admitted it didn't see the space rock coming ahead of the near miss on Sunday that took it within 1,830 miles of our planet. They're attacking, my dears. I'm telling you that now, my love. I wonder if it will hit any satellites or anything like that. They're always worried about that sort of thing, aren't they? Solar flares and what have you, destroying our communications and electrical systems. I hope I'll be able to get another few programmes out before that happens. Morning to Christopher Woodhouse. Morning to you. Chris Woodhouse says, Chris, you're not dead. As Sooty would say, you're kept alive in the transport buffer until you materialise again. Ah, you mean Scotty. Scotty, not Sooty. Why did I say Sooty? And then that wasn't Sooty, that was Sweet, wasn't it? Sooty is, he don't say nothing, does he? And who was the one with the annoying voice? Oh, Sue. Oh, hello, Sooty. How are you today? Oh, what an annoying voice she had. She sounded like she always had about 20 cigarettes before she come and spoke, didn't she? That puppet, Sue. Sooty, Sweep and Sue. Why are they all by the S? Why have they all got S's in front of their names? That's not very diversive, is it? Diversity. We need different letters. Very important. If it was on the BBC, they'd make them have different letters, dear. Diverse. Morning to Fran Green. Hello, Fran. Hello to George Bond, who's off fishing tomorrow. Anyway, Chris Woodhouse, you're not dead. As Scotty would say, you're kept alive in the transport buffer until you materialise again. As you know, Scotty was a miracle worker. Scotty, bless him. Star Trek, that was the engineer bloke. I believe when he died, he had his ashes sent up to space, didn't he? It was actually, I think, my favourite characters on original Star Trek were actually Scotty, but my favourite character, believe it or not, was Uhura. I always thought she was really hilarious. Uhura. You know, she had that thing stuck in her ear, didn't she, all the time? Captain, and she'd lean around like that and talk to Captain Kirk. There was one particular scene, and it was just, she was sitting at the desk doing her stuff, and it was all up there, wasn't it? And there was an explosion, right? But it was so obvious that she'd jumped up off the chair and thrown herself on the ground. Some people do that in Asda, trying to get free shopping, you know. Oh, they do, dear. Oh, I've just slipped and I hurt myself. Please, can I have £200 free shopping? No, go away. James Doohan, that was his name. Thank you, DJ Chris, and good morning to you, sir. He went to bed early last night. Morning to Mandy Davenport. Morning, Mandy. Hello to you, darling. There's Diane Jebb just appearing up there. Evening, Diane. Good morning, Diane. What else have we got here? Would you like to go and help someone move? There's a job here, boys and girls. There's a job here. A couple is up to pay someone £2,000 to help them move. Is that appealing to you? Are you a little bit active? Might not help if you're, unable to move around a little bit. But if you can and you can lift boxes, well, here we go. In the Daily Mirror this morning, a unique job advert has been posted online seeking a removal driver comfortable with carrying out a move naked. You've got to do it naked. Take off all those nasty old cheap Primark clothes and do it naked. It says a naturist couple are on the hunt for someone to help them move in the nude. The worker will be paid £2,000 for their help with the move, which should be taking place in mid-September. I mean, what a weird thing to want someone to do, don't you think? It's like they have naked cleaning, don't they? You can have someone come and clean your house naked. Why? Well, I mean, why? Why would you want to do that? I don't know. The eyebrow-raising request was posted to a delivery, removals and transport marketplace online. However, after the site was unable to process the request due to the nature of the job, it offered to assist the company personally in finding an appropriate candidate. The website which is called Shift, has since launched a public appeal for a naked mover to help the naturist couple find a home removals professionals willing to carry out the work completely in the nude. The couple is offering an additional £2,000 to the successful candidate and will provide modesty underwear to take their belongings to and from the property. Home removal professionals willing to take on the challenge, and they send a link, can apply here. Why? The request states that the couple have been naturists for around 5 years, and although they don't expect others to follow their traditions, as a removal professional will be entering their home and handing their belongings, they would prefer it if they did. So, and you can kind of understand what they're trying to get there. It's a bit like vegetarians and like myself, vegetarians. Although I have to say, there's vegetarians. It's got to be both ways, you know. If you go around someone's house and they know you're a vegetarian, right, then they're likely to do you a vegetarian meal, aren't they? You know. But similarly, if someone comes round your house and they're meat eaters, it's only fair for you to do them a steak and kidney pie or a piece of steak, isn't it? You know, some of these vegetarians and vegans, it's just all one-way traffic, isn't it? Huh? You know what I mean? You've got to look after both sides of the equation, so to speak. The couple say that candidates will be expected to load and unload all of their belongings at the new home, which is just 15 miles away. Interesting. It says, obviously, this is quite a unique request. However, if it goes well, we see demand increase following this appeal. There's no reason why we wouldn't look at turning it into a fully fledged service with millions of nudists and naturists in the UK. It's not an insignificant number of potential customers after all. Are any of you naturists, as a matter of interest? How many of you walk around the house, perhaps you live on your own or with your other half, do you ever walk around the house naked? Sitting in front of the telly with no clothes on, anything like that? Anyone do that? I don't. No, I'd always be worried. I mean, you can't really see in my lip. Well, you'd have to jump into the garden to see through my window. The neighbours can't see through my window. I can just see the grass growing. Or Gary the cat, who made another appearance yesterday. He was waiting as I left the house yesterday to come up here. He was outside the front door. So I had to give him attention before I went. And he's all over you. Yeah, rubbing himself against your feet. I love it. Anyone walk around the house naked? Do let us know. Ray Reynolds, Listen with Mother, was on the BBC Home Service radio every day, 1:45 p.m. Yes, I remember it. Mrs. Dow's Diary was the first soap, so that was a soap on the radio. The Grove Family was the first TV soap. I don't know the Grove Family. I must admit, don't know the Grove Family. Good morning to Cycle Ranger, joining us this morning. Morning to Cycle Ranger, and hello to Steve Carter. Good morning, Steve. Who's in Louth? Oh, you're not far actually, Steve. Morning, Steve. New subscriber. Yeah, Louth is not too far from where I am at the moment in Lincolnshire. In fact, my brother-in-law's brother lives there, David. He lives in Louth. Yeah, I've been in a pub there. There's a pub there that, and we went for a meal. It shares the car park with the co-op. Do you know where I mean? I don't know what the name is. It was lovely food. It was you kind of go in and it's quite narrow but long, and it kind of goes round. It's like you sort of go in this door here, where the car park is, and it goes like that and round, and then on the other side of that wall there, it's like a atrium, like a glass and conservatory type thing, isn't it? Is that? Do you know that place? You must know it if you're in Louth, I would imagine. Aye. Morning, Steve. Welcome to our show for the first time. Cycle Ranger, can you imagine getting your bits trapped as you're moving furniture? I bet it's against health and safety laws. Oh Christ, don't worry about that. Oh, everything's health and safety. Listen, I was in the Scouts. We're in the Scouts. We used to climb over these piles of wood looking for wood for the fire. Blooming great big rusty nails like that sticking out there was. Of these bits of wood. They came from one particular place, Walton Firs Scout Camp, which actually isn't too far from where I live, funnily enough, in Cobham, in Surrey. Walton Firs Scout Camp there. They had this big pile of wood, and the pile of wood were offcuts from a coffin-making factory. I kid you not. And they were some of these were it was obvious they were bits of wood where perhaps someone hadn't cut the right size, or offcuts. A massive, great big pile of wood. We used to climb on this looking for bits of wood. We'd and it was so dangerous. Not anymore. I bet that don't exist anymore. Ow, can't go on there. Might hurt themselves. There was another thing we did, beat your neighbour, which was a bit like It's a Knockout for Scouts. Except, of course, we didn't have all the proper stuff, and it was very basic. And I remember, now, where was that? That was at a place called Chalfont Heights, which is in Chalfont Saint something or other. Quite posh there, quite expensive to live there, buying houses and that. Possibly Buckinghamshire or Hertfordshire, one of those two. Anyway, this scout camp was there. We used to do beating over there, and other places as well. I think sometimes it was at that site. Sometimes there was proper scout camps. Some was at that site. And there was a particular game we had where. There was this piece of thick plastic, basically, that they'd unrolled down a hill. And I think you had to try and stand up and knock balls or something like that that were hanging over it. I can't remember now. But you'd go down this thing and occasionally there'd be a stone sticking up underneath this plastic. And you go sliding down it. Well, of course, you couldn't just slide down it. Water wasn't good enough. So the scout leader would be at the top. Someone would have a hosing it on this piece of plastic. And then some people would be standing there with some fairy liquid or something like that and squeezing it at the top to make it more slippery. The amount of people that come off there with a broken arm. But it was all great fun. Wouldn't be allowed to do it now. Oh, little Paul might hurt himself. Let me just put another piece of cotton wool around him. No, we didn't have any of that there. We had so much fun. But they can't do it now. So frightened of little Johnny being hurt, aren't they? And of course the stone's sticking up. You come out there, where's that cut come from? Blood gushing out of your knee. That's okay, just send him down the medical, get a bandage and carry on and be done. Chalfont St. Peter, that sounds about right, Denise. Chalfont St. Peter there. Morning to Billy Allen. He walks around naked in my own home. There you go, Billy walks around naked. Christopher Woodhouse, what if you get trapped in a set of Chester drawers? I remember those. Louth is also in the county of the Republic of Ireland. You've got a Louth there, haven't you? Actually, names of cities and towns. You want to go to Australia. Go to Australia and you'll see like Newcastle and everywhere. Everywhere in England is also in Australia. Except they got nice weather. And massive spiders and crocodiles walking down the road. Watch out for them. Okay. What else have we got here? Kite flying. Ever fly a kite? We're going to do the raffle in a minute. I think we'll do the raffle after this story. Okay, ever fly a kite? Do you like the sound of that? I did. We had kites. Limited sort of success with those. Quite easier thing to do. You go down to Skegness Beach just up the road here, and there's always a child there with a desperately holding onto this kite. And I've often wondered, do people ever get picked up by kites, if you see what I mean? Especially if it's a small person. I don't know, someone about 5 years old and they're struggling with this kite and mum and dad are helping them, and then they let them go. Where's the child gone? And there it is, flying up in the air. Well, this happened. In the metro this morning, terrifying footage of a girl just 3 years old being thrown around in the air after being caught in the strings of a kite has been shared on Facebook. The youngster was remarkably unhurt in the ordeal, which saw her catapulted 100 feet into the sky as if on a theme park ride. Jeez. So it does happen then. In the film, worried parents shriek in fear. Oh! Can you do shrieking in fear? Shrieking fear as they are powerless to stop what's happening. Reports said the toddler was violently flung around for 30 seconds while trapped in the giant tail. That poor little girl. Gosh. Wow. The film then shows the wind speed changing dramatically and she is dropped into the hands of the awaiting crowd. Well, thank God for that. Dozens of parents and children are then seen crowding around to check whether the girl is okay. There's a picture. Oh, I've got to show you this picture. That is scary. It's really scary, that. This took place in Taiwan. Apparently, kite flying. Look at this, dear. That poor little girl. Look, she's up in the air. Gosh. That's her at the bottom there. Happened in Taiwan. Reports said the frightened girl suffered no physical injuries. Well, that was lucky. The government immediately suspended the kite festival. Oh, why did they do that? It's just one of those things, isn't it? The annual event sees international kite flying teams performing tricks and stunts in which huge kites are often shaped like superheroes or comic book characters. It's amazing how it's dragged her up like that. You know, the amount of people that have, over the years, I'm sure you've seen them on television, films and old programmes and stuff like that, where they attach wings to themselves or something like that. And they jump off little hills and things like that and try and fly and usually come crashing to the ground. There's lots of old black and white videos of that, probably some colour ones as well there. Yeah. Instead, with the bingo last night, it was very kind. Sean Pye purchased one of our delightful water bottles. There we go. And has given it to Fran Green, which will be in the post for you later, Fran. Okay? That'll be in the post for you later, my love. Isn't that a kind thing to do? Yes. Water bottle, but you can buy those. They're a bit dear, £15. They're that dear because that's what they are. That's what they are to make. You have to order a certain amount. You have to order quite a few to get them at a... Well, that was the smallest order I could do. And it does work out to about £10 a bottle. And by the time you put them in the post, that's another £4 or £5. You know, that's what they are. The other way to get one is to win one on the bingo. Our bingo is every Sunday night. 8 o'clock is bingo time on a Sunday night. It's completely free to play the bingo. One of the prizes is that. In the very last game, you get some bigger prizes. That's classed as a bigger prize, okay? It's not like £10,000 cash or a holiday in the Caribbean, I'm afraid. That's what the prize is on Sunday. You can also win one on a Super Chat. A Super Chat. What's the Super Chat? Well, every Thursday we have a Super Chat raffle. Anyone who's sent a £1 Super Chat gets a free raffle ticket and you go in the draw for that on Thursday. The prize changes every week. This week it just happens to be that. All right. Okay, doke. Shall we do today's raffle, boys and girls, as promised? Okay. Before I forget. All right. So all your tickets. This is the Monday raffle. Again, if you're new to the show, we do a raffle every Monday. Each time there's a show on, during the show at some point, I'll say, who wants a raffle ticket? You just say, I'll have one and I'll give you a free raffle ticket. And someone wins one of these every Monday. Okay? When I give you your raffle tickets, you need to write down your numbers, though. Very important that. Because I only read the numbers. So shall we see? Isn't this exciting? Shall we see who's going to win today? There you go. Fran's very happy. That'll be in the post for you later, Fran. Okay. Did you send me your let's get rid of that there. 1 minute. Did you send me your address? I think you did actually, Fran, didn't you? Okay. I'll sort that out a little bit later. Right. Let's have a little swing round of the tickets. So you can see all that happening there. Okay. All your tickets are in there. There's quite a lot in there. You can't see them all. Some of them, I can't tip it too far because they'll all come out. They're all in there. All right. Shall we find out who it's gonna be? Here comes the drum roll. raffle tickets. Okay, I hope you've been writing down the numbers. Here we go. It is ticket number 818. Ticket number 818. Who's got ticket number 818? Are you with us this morning? Or it might be someone who's going to claim a little bit later on. You don't actually have to be here for the raffle, okay? But you do have to check back on the programme because I don't tell you who it is. So it's ticket number... What are these two tickets here? Oh, they're old ones, aren't they? Gosh. They're old ones there. Okay, ticket number 818. Who is that? Are you here? Let's see if they claim. Good morning to Fun Things to Do with Tech. Hello to you. House cleaned and ready for the week. Time to rest up for the day. You put your feet up. You've done very well. Did you get up early to do that? I can't stand house cleaning. Can't bear it. I like to take the Hoover around. I like to see the bits of dust particles going up there. Unlucky, Joe. No win for you this week, my love. John Aiken was close. 809 there. Never mind. Oh, Shania, did you not win, darling? Oh. Maybe next week, darling. Maybe this time. And later on, we will be giving out some new raffle tickets. It's a bit of a week for raffles because we've got another one tomorrow. Another one tomorrow. Tomorrow is the super draw. The super draw is all those tickets, okay? All the tickets we've given out for the whole month go in here, including today's ones, okay? And that super draw will be tomorrow, and that'll be for a mug. Is it a mug or a bottle? Can't remember now. A mug. I think it's a mug or a bottle. You get to choose. Okay. Get to choose. Although if you want a bottle, I think you'll have to wait until next week to get it because I only bought 2 up with me, and rather foolishly, I should have bought more up than that. But yeah, I'm not sure if I've bought enough up with me actually now. Silly me. Might be a mug. Might be a mug tomorrow. You might be forced to take the mug. Forced. Against your will. Shocking, isn't it? Right, some more stories then. Adult babies. Yes, some people like to dress as babies. Strange, isn't it? But they do. In the Metro this morning, Damien Turner has been part of the adult baby nappy lover community for the last 10 years. In America, they call them diapers. Nappies are called diapers. And it means he wears nappies all day. He's 28 years old. He's from West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains, West Virginia, country road. I wonder if he knows Olivia Newton-John. Oh, yes. Did you fancy her? Olivia Newton-John, fellas, in those tight black leather trousers or whatever they were. Some sort of satin thing, weren't they? Huh? Did you fancy her? Did you? Olivia Newton-John. But he says others within the community he's with have welcomed him and helped him feel at home. Damien has been fired. Sorry, I've jumped the blooming story there. That's silly. Damien has been fired from previous jobs for being childish and he's now unemployed. Outside work, Damien's often teased about his choices and says he's lost friends. But he says others within his community have welcomed him and helped him feel at home. He tells the Metro nappies are very convenient, comfortable and cute. It's a nice lifestyle and I wouldn't want to do anything else. Dressing and acting like a baby gives off a very calm, relaxing, safe vibe. It's almost as if you were back in preschool without a worry in the world. Well, I think a lot of us like to be like that, wouldn't we? Eh? Wouldn't you like to be without a worry in the world? I don't think I do baby noises, do I? No, I don't do baby noises. Perhaps I should introduce 1 or 2 baby noises into my repertoire of noises for you, which usually expose themselves on bingo and quiz nights, much to the detriment of the amount of people watching. Damien used to work as a service coordinator in the catering industry, and he never shied away from his lifestyle. Now, I'm trying to... Unfortunately, there's a blooming advert. Oh, there we go. You want to see a picture of him in his nappy? What's his name? Damien. 666 Damien. One moment, please. Trying to connect. Yeah, here's a picture of him in his nappy. It's a bit odd. Is that acceptable for daytime viewing? I'm sure it is. It's got nappy on, look. Damien used to work as a service coordinator in the catering industry, and he's never shied away from his lifestyle. He's always been open on social media and says that alongside the way he acted, he made his bosses uncomfortable. Since being fired, Damien lives off the savings he's built up. Well, they won't last very long, sunshine. You know, anyone who's had to live off their savings know how quickly they start dwindling, don't they? He says, I've saved enough up for a while, but at the moment I'm currently putting in job applications, so we'll see how it goes. Anyone want to give him a job there? There's another picture here. Another picture here. Hang on, I must take this picture here. It's more, they can kind of get into the sort of image a little bit more, if you see what I meant. Strange, isn't it? Oh, hang on. I got that right there. Yeah, it's not. It's a little bit blurred. All right, you're right. There you go. He must go out like that as well then. Imagine if I went over the forest like that, picking up the litter. Outside his family, others haven't been so understanding about his choices. Would you be understanding? Because I would. I'm kind of let live and let live, really. Wouldn't bother me. You know, as long as he didn't start touching children or something like that. If he just walks around like that, I'd... whatever, you know. Damien also has to deal with cyberbullying and stares on the street. I'm not sure that I would... if I was doing that, I'm not sure I'd go out shopping like it. Maybe sitting at home like it and going to special clubs he goes to, doesn't he? But I don't know. He has to deal with a lot of cyberbullying there. Very strange. Is that something that you'd like to try? Perhaps? A little bit of that going on there? Not for me, says Shania. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. She's talking about the raffle there, not me. Not you today, darling. Morning to Gary Butler. Scrap It Man is here online. Have we had an update this morning, Gary, of your amount of subscribers? Not yet. We like to have daily updates days. Daniel Woodhouse, does he go out like that? Yeah, apparently so. Apparently so. He does go out like that. Strange, isn't it? As I say, each and every one to themselves. Are you ready to play more for your plastic bags? They're about to double in price. Oh yeah, it's double money too. I think 20 pence or 10 pence. Ministers will tell that's going to make no difference, is it? 5 pence. How's that going to make a difference? They want to make them £2 each. That'll stop people buying them. £2 each. But no, it's not about that, is it? It's about getting a little bit... we can just get a little bit of money, more money out of people by just putting another 5 pence in. They'll pay that. I often think this. If they were serious about certain things, they would make stuff so expensive that you wouldn't want to buy a plastic bag. Do you know what I mean? If I told you next time you buy a plastic bag, it's going to cost you £5 every time you buy a plastic bag, you'd soon buy a cloth one for a tenner and realise that within 2 uses you've got the money back. And you'd have that cloth bag for years, wouldn't you? Years. They're not serious about it. They can't be. It's like the whole smoking thing, isn't it? Each year they put another 10 pence or another 20 pence, knowing full well that people will find that 20 pence. If they were serious about wanting to stop people smoking, they would simply say no more cigarettes will be sold. Or they're going to be £100 a packet. In the Daily Mail, ministers will today land a major new blow, it says, in the war on plastic by doubling the price of single-use plastic bags. They will now be 10 pence. Oh, come on, people. They're not going to make any difference. You're still going to find 10 pence for a plastic bag, aren't you? Put them up to £5 a bag. It's going to be extended this time to all small shops. I'm sure you've been in little shops, you know, the little... perhaps whenever you go in a little Asian shop, they don't charge you for the bags, do they? They just pull another one off the roll and there you go, mate. Well, they're going to have to start charging as well now, it says here. They're going to be extended to all shops, markets and takeaways as well. Yes. Mind you, that could do some of the chip shops a favour, to be honest. There's nothing worse than taking home a wrapped up fish and chips in paper only to have that put into a plastic bag where it just sweats. It's awful. Paper bags, yes. Funnily enough, where I get, where we have chips and that, me and my mate down down in Bracknell, chips from a place called Churchill's. That all comes in paper bags and everything now. No plastic. And chips in a polystyrene box. Oh, no, dear. No. Don't like them. The initial 5p tax resulted in the number of single-use carriers being issued by the major supermarkets falling by 96%. That is some going, isn't it? Preventing billions of bags from littering the country. From next April, the charge will be increased to 10p a bag in England, and the scheme, which currently applies only to retailers with more than 250 staff, will be extended to small firms. Good. Government source says takeaways, markets and even airport duty-free shops will all be covered by the charge, as well as corner shops and small high street retailers. I don't know how much that's going to how's that going to work in the airports, right? Because isn't it when you buy certain stuff, it ends up at the plane? Is that? I can't, you know, you see, I don't buy alcohol or cigarettes, do I? I seem to remember at some point you would buy, I don't know, a couple of bottles of something, or I don't know what the limits is, 2 bottles, 1 bottle, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, whatever it is. You'd buy your bottles of something, pay for it, and then they'd take the bag off you, and it would be at the at the gate, wouldn't it? I can't, or at the other end. I can't remember now, because you weren't allowed to drink it on the plane. I can't remember. But then you're kind of forced to buy a bag in that case, aren't you now? Forced. Against your will. Forced. It's the end of the giveaway plastic bag, the source said, which annoyed me really, because I used to use those carrier bags to do my rubbish. Didn't you? Now I have to buy bin liners, which I never had to do before. You can't win, dear. You can't win. Rolls of bin liners, usually from Aldi. They're dirt cheap in there. I must get some of those, incidentally. I run out of bin liners. Ministers hope it will lead to another major reduction in the 3.6 billion plastic bags given away, and our extension of the carrier bag charge will clamp down on the number of single-use bags that are mindlessly littered in our towns and countryside as we deliver on our commitment to build greener after the coronavirus. Now, the thing is with carrier bags, I've got to say, you know, I go a lot of litter picking, I do. I rarely find a carrier bag. Very, very rare. I do remember in the past, these damn things used to be lit in hedgerows was a good place to find them. Hedgerows. You know, along by the side of roads and places like that. And they would blow. And you'd see 1 or 2 hanging from trees, wouldn't you? Just awful. I rarely see a carrier bag dumped when I'm out doing my litter picking. Tends to be the major thing I find is cans, bottles, sandwich wrappers, and Haribo bags. Those horrible sweets from wherever they're from. I don't know where they're from. Are they German, Haribo? I'm not quite sure where they're from. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So 10p, will it make a lot of difference? It remains to be seen. When they first put the charge on, it made a difference. But that's because you've never had to pay for it before. And you know what people are like with free stuff? I don't think a lot of free stuff is valued. For example, visits to the doctors. Not valued. The amount of people who just simply don't turn up, wasting time and money in the NHS which they can barely afford. I think sometimes you have to pay for something to sort of appreciate it, don't you? Hello to Dave O. Good morning, Dave. Up in Cleethorpes. Bag for life. Good on you, Dave. Bag for life for Dave. But even the bag for lives, you know, the plastic bag for lives, they could do with making those £5 each and then making everyone buy cloth bags. I've got 2 lovely cloth bags, Ralph Lauren ones. And don't worry, I didn't pay Ralph Lauren prices. They were on sale. I think I bought them back from America, actually. Yes, I did. Yeah, I was with my nephew for one of them. I bought back the orange one. And they were dirt cheap in America. And they're really thick. You never ever have to... That's never going to wear out, that cloth bag I've got. It's a little bit... It's certainly a bit heavier than a plastic bag, but it's not like heavy like a suitcase, you know, it's just a bit heavier. But that will never ever wear out, that Ralph Lauren cloth bag that I've got. Denise, I really can't understand why we don't use paper bags like in the USA. Yes, indeed, Denise. And they do. The way they carry their groceries around there. In fact, I think you find, Denise, in America, they don't even have handles. They don't have handles on the bags. They put them all in and they just carry them like that. Yeah, I've been to America loads of times, and one of the I know this is very sad, Denise. This is really sad. But when I'm in another country, I like to go and look around the supermarket, see what they sell. How sad is that? My favourite supermarket in America is Publix, Publix, which sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? For some reason, it always sounds rude to me, that word, Publix. I used to go around there. I mean, you think Tesco's is good. Wait till you go in one of those. My God. And Walmart. You just buy you don't need to go anywhere else. Just go to Walmart. And they have this chain of chemists, Walgraves, Walgraves. I think it's Walgraves chemists all across the USA. And it's sad. I go in these places and look around. Why aren't you on the beach? I want to go and have a look around the supermarket. Do you want to come to the zoo today? No, I want to go and look around the supermarket. Fran agrees. Why not carry bags with you? It's not rocket science. Yeah, people are still out there happy to spend 5 pence. From 5 to 10, I don't think it'll make that much difference. It's when it's gone from free to charging. That made a big difference. It always was going to, wasn't it? But to go from 5p to 10p, I think the people that are paying 5p now will quite happily pay 10p. You've got to make them a fiver. Charge them £5 for a plastic bag. That'll clear it up overnight, won't it? Oh, now, you're going to feel sorry for this person, boys. I just know you're going to feel really sorry for this person and how terrible the authorities have been to this man. I just know that is the case, boys and girls. Morning, Daniel Holmes. Abu Hazma. Remember him? They used to call him Hook. He's the one with one eye and a hook. Remember him? I just feel so sorry for this man. Abu Hazma is suing the American authorities over cruel conditions at the country's most secure prison, where 2 of the ISIS beetles could face a life sentence. Oh, this is so sad, this news. Hamza, the former imam of North London's Finsbury Park Mosque, says he isn't getting enough sunlight in his cell. He's not getting enough sunlight in his cell and being deprived of his hooks. He hasn't taken his hooks off him. Means he has to tear open packets of food with his rotting teeth, 3 of which have been lost. Why is he in there? Oh, he did hate preaching. Hate preaching, that's what he did. Hate preaching. The hate preacher, who is in solitary confinement in ADX Florence, claims, this is in the Daily Mail, claims he suffers with stress and anxiety. It's terrible for you, isn't it? Isn't it terrible? In the Colorado facility, and has now filed a civil lawsuit against the US Attorney General William Barr, the Sunday Times reports. He claims he's had to switch from a Muslim halal diet to a Jewish kosher one because their trays are served on are easier to eat from, a move he describes as religiously stressful. Oh, poor thing. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. You don't think it was so stressful when people heard that you wanted to do people in and blow people up and things like that? That wasn't stressful? No, you don't think that was stressful? Oh, poor man. Oh, we must put together a GoFund thing for him to try and pay the American government to get him out and bring him back here. Come back over here. Oh, you can have a council flat, a nice free car, and go on the NHS. We can look after you over here. Why on earth you want to move to another country, I just don't know. He claims that little accommodation was made for his disabilities, which include a lack of forearms and one blind eye. He also says his first cell had no natural light and measures 8 foot by 16 foot, with the lack of suitable disabled toilet leaving him often soiling his own clothes. He claims his arm stumps would bleed while turning on the taps. This is the man that went around telling people to blow us all up, you see. Poor man. I know you feel sorry for him. The cleric revealed he underwent a hunger strike for at least 10 days. Oh, why just 10? You could have made it a month, maybe 2 months, maybe a year. Perhaps that's why you only did 10 days. What happened? Did you get hungry, love? A hunger strike for at least 10 days in protest of his treatment at the prison, where inmates are kept in cage-like cells for as many as 23 hours a day and banned from contact with others. I mean, why is this story even in here? And there's other dodgy characters in there, you know, who aren't treated very well. In that sad, poor man. Poor man. What a blooming cheek. What a blooming cheek, don't you think? That's what happens when you're a bad person. You go to prison and you get punished. End of. I don't have any problem with prisoners who have been bad. Now and again, you'll get a prisoner in there who's accidentally been put in prison. Doesn't happen I don't believe it happens very often, and that's really upsetting. You know, when you see someone in prison who hasn't done the whatever thing they're supposed to have done. But I don't think it happens very often. You know, I'm all for bread and water. Bread and water in a locked up cell. You won't want to go back there, sunshine. Bit late for you though, isn't it? Perhaps you shouldn't have told all your mates to blow us all up. John Aiken has no sympathy for the devil. Dave-O says he's slung his hook. Very good, Dave. Fran, stop, Chris. I feel sorry for him. I know you're Fran. I'll put you in contact with him or whoever's... again, you know, someone's going to make a vast sums of money out of him now because he will be defended by lawyers. You know what those American lawyers are like? They're on shed loads of money, and someone will try and do something for him, and someone will raise money, and that person, that American citizen who's only doing their job, will make an absolute fortune out of that, won't they? Hello to Harold Hardrada. Hello, Harold. You're new, aren't you? Welcome along to... We've got a lot of new people this morning. I hope you enjoy a little bit of stuff in the morning. We don't usually do much serious stuff, but I came across that and I thought I'd read it for you, because I just know you want me to set up a GoFund page for him, don't you, eh? Morning, Harold. Whereabouts are you in the world, sir? Are you in the UK? What sort of county are you in? Don't need your exact address. You're very welcome anyway. Steve Carter said, let's hope he forgets about his hook when he wipes his bum with the wrong hand one day. No, they've taken his hooks away, Steve. Transfer him to Guatemala. Absolutely. Yeah. You can't go around if you're a bad person and you deserve what you get. Absolutely deserve what you get. How are we doing on time? Oh, a couple of minutes. I might as well have my pills while I'm looking at the clock. I was a bit late with those yesterday. I was watching the... you know, I go to virtual church on a Sunday at the moment. And I was watching that yesterday. I got to 10:30 and I realised I hadn't had my pills. Anyway. Is that where you are? Bendigo, Australia. Bendigo. I don't quite know where that is, Bendigo. I could be called Bendigo, couldn't I? Oh, it's Bendigo. Mike Responto watches. Whereabouts is Bendigo? Is that New South Wales, Perth? Whereabouts are you? Queensland? We've got a boy on here, Michael Pullman. He's in Queensland. He's with us every morning as well. Mike Responto watches Wentworth, about the Australian women's prison, season 8. I don't know that. Is it about the goings on in there? Is it a series or is it like a documentary type thing, an ongoing documentary? Thank you, Michael. Victoria. So Harold's in Victoria. So welcome to the show, Harold. Harold, isn't it? Yeah. Once again, people are given something free here. and they do nothing. Can I just open this door? I'm getting a bit hot now. I haven't left the heating on, have I? Oh, hang on a minute. That door don't stay open anymore since I had the floor fixed. I'll use this light to hold it open. My brother-in-law would do his nut now. You're using my light to hold your door open. Yes. Hang on a minute. Let me just put that open there. Put that there. Oh, it's lovely. Hang on. I'm doing DIY this week, by the way, boys and girls. Yep, I will be appearing in one of Martin's videos. I shall be assisting them with the repair of my leak, where the water's coming under the door there. Anyway, people moaning again. People moaning. You should have been here on this channel last night for the bingo. Oh, Christ, the moaning going on here last night was unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like they've only come to moan. You wouldn't mind if it wasn't free, would you? You know, if you was charging like everyone like, I don't know, £20 each to watch the show and they didn't like something, you wouldn't mind so much. But it's free and they still moan. The moaning that was going, it was picked up actually by Mark Bowles, who sent me a personal private message last night. Sadly, not of pictures of him in scantily clad clothes, but mentioning to me, weren't there a lot of moaning people on last night? And there certainly were. Several people had to be sent out for cups of tea. Anyway, here's another lot moaning, and I don't know why. They're so lucky, these people. In the Daily Star this morning, emergency services were rushed to the West Country Fairground tonight. Rushed to the West County Country Fairground tonight as crowds gathered after terrified passengers were stuck on a swing ride which stopped mid-air. Now, I'm not being funny. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't do fair rides. I might do the ghost train or the little thing that goes round and round slowly. Okay? At Disney, you will not find me on a roller coaster. You will find me, for the 10th time, going round in It's a Small World. La 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 la. That's where you'll find me. Won't be on any roller coasters or anything that suddenly drops down out of the sky. No. And I don't go to fun fairs either. Maybe on the bumper cars. Bumper cars, that's okay. Roller coaster, high flying things, no. Chessington World Adventure on the Dracula ride or whatever it's called, the vampire ride, no. So why are these people moaning, right? They've gone on this thing. Terrified passengers were trapped mid-air after a Fairground ride stopped working. A crowd of onlookers gathered as emergency services descended on Gloucester Park in Gloucestershire, where the Starflyer swing ride malfunctioned. 4 people were said to be trapped on the ride for more than 2 hours, at no additional cost to them. Didn't cost them anything more for the extra bit of excitement. What are they moaning for? Firefighters were called to the scene at 5:15 p.m. to reports of 4 people stuck after a ride stopped mid-air. Do you not go on these rides for the experience of, oh my God, I think I'm going to die? Is that not why you go on these rides? The thrill of wondering as that roller coaster gets to the top and starts hurtling down, it might just come off its tracks or crash into the one in front. Isn't that why you go on these things? So what are they moaning about? Pictures show one of the tall swing rides, which can be seen from across the city with people hanging from their seats in the air, feet dangling in the sky. What if they wanted to go poo? Or wee? Or worse than that, they were hungry. Gloucestershire Fire and Rescue Service confirmed 2 crews were sent to the scene with specialist ladders. However, the owners of the ride managed to get it working again and free the stricken customers. The 2 engines were seen exiting the park through the gates. No one was hurt during the incident, although the trapped riders were stuck for more than 2 hours. Lucky people. Lucky people. And they're all moaning. Oh dear. It's not for me, that. John Aitken, I can imagine you're in the cups and saucers ride. Yeah, that's quite good. No, I'm not going on that anymore either. Last time I went in it, now who was it? I think it was great niece Harry and great nephew Harry and great niece Evie. They got the wheel in the middle and started spinning it round, a pair of them, and it made me feel sick and dizzy. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Cups and saucers ride, honestly. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Morning to Mr. Media Mate joining us. Morning, Mr. Media Mate. Welcome to our little show. Hello to you. Hello to Michael Lawrence. Good morning, Michael. The eyes are here. Morning, Michael. How many we got? Only got 3 more stories today. Now, I was wondering, when I first saw this, I thought, has my sister been anywhere? Because she does this to me. Or she keeps threatening to. I thought she'd been on a plane and not told me. In the Sun this morning, they found a suspicious object in the toilet. This is where I thought my sister had been there. But I continued to read the story. 2 men have been arrested on suspicion of terrorism after armed police stormed a Ryanair flight. A terrorist on a Ryanair flight. Have you got no class at all? For God's sake, men. Were they both men? I don't know. Yeah, 2 men. On a Ryanair. You have no self-respect whatsoever, do you? How can you claim that you're from some sort of organisation? Is some sort of organisation that you want to be respected for when you try and blow up, of all things, a Ryan airplane? Please do me a favour. RAF Typhoon jets. Brilliant. Go to you'll hear them fly over here sometimes. RAF Typhoon jets were scrambled to intercept the plane at Stansted Airport on Sunday evening. Cabin crew alerted authorities to a security threat while the aircraft was approaching the Essex travel hub. Once it landed on a tarmac at 7:20 p.m, armed cops dramatically surrounded the flights of the Lauda Motion Flight, an Austrian subsidiary of the airline. So they got a different. That would be tax purposes, wouldn't it? They got a different name over there. They said a man from Kuwait and an Italian national were detained under the Terrorism Act. So there we are. Inquiries are ongoing. A passenger said police took 2 men off after a suspicious objects were found in the toilets. They found suspicious objects in the toilets and called the police. All seems okay now. I wonder what... Doesn't it say what they were? I mean, sometimes I use the toilet and I look down and, you know... There's some very suspicious objects in there now. Has that happened to anyone else? Mike Reese flies Ryanair's, never had a problem. Never had a problem. Most people haven't, you see. Most people haven't. Good morning to Mark Bowles. Hello, young Mark. I was just telling them about I was a little bit disappointed with your private message last night, which did not include pictures of yourself. Very, very disappointing, you know. At least a little picture of your face smiling at me that I can print off and have next to me on my pillow. Put your head on my shoulders. Is that how it goes? Put your head on my pillow. I can't remember now. Goats. Were there goats in the toilet? Perhaps I left goats in there. Very good, Harold. Goats. Anyone going to Glastonbury next year? Have any of you been to Glastonbury or any of those music festivals which are hugely popular? It's not only majority, but I would say 98% of the people there are young people up for a good time. You get some older people there as well, and some ancient people as well, believe it or not. At some of these places, it's not for me. And the reason it's not for me is because of the toilets. It's not when the toilets fail. It's not if the toilets get full up. It's when. I just couldn't I just couldn't. Those toilets at these festivals, they fill up. So I just couldn't do it. Have any of you been to a music festival? It says here Glastonbury is still on track for June 2021. Amid rumours the iconic festival could be pushed back a bit further. The festival was forced to cancel its 50th anniversary this year's summer due to the virus pandemic, ending revellers' plans to dance at Worthy Farm to headline sets from Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar. It says Kendrick. Now, is that Lamar or is that someone else? It says Kendrick Lamar. I know Lamar, but is Kendrick Lamar that person or is that someone completely different? I don't know. And Sir Paul McCartney. However, the organisers have assured fans that the festival is not yet being pushed back to September next year, and also shared that the majority of the 2020 ticket holders have now chosen not to avail of refunds. No, well, you wouldn't do something like that, would you? You wouldn't. You'd still want to go. Also, it's outside, you know, and they do say the whole virus thing outside is less likely to attack people, isn't it? Oh, there we are. So that looks like it's still on at the moment. The virus thing doesn't show any sign at all of going away at the moment, does it, though, really? So has anyone been to those? John Aitken says that Kylie Minogue's performance at Glastonbury was voted the third most iconic of all time. What was the first, John? Do you know what the first thing was? Morning to Daniel Holmes. Morning, Daniel. Are you? Thank you, Mark. Mark sent pictures of him. Thank you very much, Mark. They're two different people, are they, Daniel? Thank you, Daniel. I didn't know that. Peter Palawoda. Good morning, Peter. ELO, Glastonbury Classic. I wish I'd gone to see ELO in concert. Do you remember the cover, Peter? The album cover of the spaceship? Well, they did a concert, and I think I've seen it on YouTube. I think the quality of it isn't very good, and I believe the set was that spaceship. I'd love to have seen ELO. Bum, bum, it's a living thing. Da 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 da. It's a terrible thing to do. Do you know that's a good one, isn't it, for the music quiz? ELO, an easy display, and Mr. Blue Sky. I do Mr. Blue Sky at karaoke. Yeah. Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't no clouds above. That's the sort of thing we used to listen to at Cub Scout Camp years ago. Going back in the 70s again. At Scout Camp, we always had several radios playing, blasting out Radio 1 all day long. And that was certainly one of the tracks that we used to hear on there. But I've only got to hear certain tunes, and the memories that music brings flooding back is quite amazing, really, isn't it, eh? Don't you think? Do you get memories from music? Midnight. That one. It was particular ELO, and the one that I think, two songs I particularly remember hearing more than anything else was Love is in the Air, John Paul Young. That always used to come on Radio 1 when we was at Scout Camp. Love is in the Air. And the one that was number one for years and years, for months and months, Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre. My God, if we didn't hear that 10 times a day coming out Radio 1. But it didn't bother us. We liked it. Mull of Kintyre. And it was like, it's 5.5 minutes long, something like that, isn't it? Mull of Kintyre. Da, 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 da. Oh, Paul would be there with his guitar, wouldn't he? And then on comes the bagpipes. Oh, beautiful. Although I think one song is about my limit of listening to bagpipes. I don't think I could listen to an entire concert of that droning noise. It'd be like you sitting there listening to me going on. Oh, yeah. John Aitken, Mr. Blue Sky was voted the happiest song ever. Was it really? I didn't know that. That's a great song, isn't it? Don't you think? Gary Ross, Wet, 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 Marty Pello. Harold Hardrada, Mist Rolling In From the Sea. All these songs here, look at that. Daniel Holmes did Evil Woman on karaoke. Struggled with the high of it, so you just did your best there. Just did your best there. That's it. Ah, wonderful. Dib, dib, dib. Queen at Live Aid and Bowie at Glastonbury 1 and 2. Queen at Live Aid. Oh, just amazing. They have a little bit of that on that the Queen film that came out last year, which I went to see. Fantastic. I believe that's on one of the streaming services, either Netflix or Amazon Prime. I think you can find. If you didn't see the Queen film last night, John, what was that called? What was that called? The Queen film. Oh, he didn't like My Love Can Die. Is that right? I loved it. Oh, that takes some. But they can't smoke, can they? Anyone who plays bagpipes can't be smokers, can they? All that air. Mind you, I think I'd managed all right. Right, we're going to do one more story. Then we'll do birthdays. We've got to do yesterday's birthdays as well, because I forgot to do yesterday's birthdays. But if you won the lottery, would it change your life? Would you change anything? I would. I'd buy a house here, up here, as well as having my one down in Berkshire. It wouldn't be a big house. It's absolutely pointless having a big house just for the sake of it. All you do is you've got all these rooms to heat and all these rooms to clean, and there's no one living there. What is the point of that? No. I'd like 3-bedroom house, the same as what I've got down in Berkshire, but I'd like land, surrounded by land and trees. That would be lovely. Not a mansion. I've no interest in owning anything like the Beckhams or Katie Price. That doesn't interest me at all. Just a small house in the middle of the countryside, and I'd have a chauffeur. If I won millions of pounds on a lottery, I'd have a chauffeur so that I wouldn't have to drive up and down anymore. Someone would do that for me before we get the self-driving cars. Yep. In my house, I'd have just a small 3-bedroomed house on one level. Okay? I'd make sure I had very fast internet, the best internet you could possibly get for where the house was, so I could continue to do my programs. I'd probably have someone come in and make me a studio, with proper, something like a small BBC studio. Yeah? I'd have a swimming pool, all maintained, and I would have a cleaner. I would have a cleaner. Yes. That's what I'd do with my money. I'd do something for my sister and something for my nieces and nephews. I'd do something for them. I'd pay their mortgages off straight away. But I'd still do this, and I'd probably still want to do a little karaoke night somewhere. Wouldn't really change me that much. I don't think so. Apart from those things. Car-wise, flash car. No, I'm not really into flash cars like Lamborghinis and... what's that other one? Porsches. I think they're ugly. I'm sorry, I think they're ugly. I'd have a classy... I don't think it would suit me. No, I mean, my favourite car, I think, would be a Bentley. Something like a Bentley. But I don't think it would suit me. Maybe a Tesla, one of those electric cars. The big one. The Model X. The Model X Tesla car. I'd have one of those. So, things that I couldn't have at the moment, really. Unless I sold something. But nothing sort of... I wouldn't consider any of that extravagant, would you? When you see people winning the lottery and they go and buy these great big houses, what you going to do with that, mate? That's what I'd do. In the Daily Mirror this morning, Elaine Thompson is the lady's name. The story. When most of us think about winning the lottery, we dream about never having to work another day of our lives. But almost 25 years after winning her £2.7 million lottery win, Elaine Thompson refuses to give up her beloved job stacking supermarket shelves. She likes to do it. Why stop? Despite being vulnerable due to her asthma, she continued to carry on her job as a key worker throughout the coronavirus lockdown, starting her shifts at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's 64. She works for Marks and Spencer's. She says, I did the 2 a.m. starts every day, so I'm in from 2 a.m. till 9 a.m. The company were fantastic. They let me go at 8:30 a.m. because I'm asthmatic and I'm vulnerable, so I was not with any customers. Good, isn't it? I was leaving the house at 1:15 in the morning every morning, getting up at midnight. A couple of times during lockdown, it was really hard. I was driving to work thinking, what am I doing? Well, you would do, wouldn't you? But I kept working all the way through. I couldn't have done Thurlow. I'm coming up to 65 next week, but I'm not ready to retire yet. I think a lot of people who get to retirement age don't want to retire. I'm convinced of that. When Elaine and husband Derek discovered they had become millionaires in December 1995, their 2 children, Gary and Karen, were only 5 and 10 years old. It was then Elaine decided she would carry on working regardless of her bank balance, so she could be a role model for her children. And the story goes on there. She still stacks shelves. Why not? Would it change you? You got £3 million win tomorrow on the lottery or something like that, which is marginally better than winning one of my water bottles. What'd you do with it? John would like a private cinema and bowling alley if he won the lottery. That sounds if that's your thing, John. Yeah, swimming is mine, you see. Swimming is mine. Fran Green would move to Cornwall. Well, it's a little bit warmer down there, isn't it, Fran? Cornwall, yeah. I might like a little place, a little foreign place, somewhere like I don't know, Spain or Cyprus. I've never been to Portugal. There are Harold. Harold also moved to Cornwall. 2 of you would like to move to Cornwall. Look at that. 2 of you. Alrighty. Okay, gang, let's do some raffle tickets. Our next raffle is next Monday, boys and girls. And anyone, let me just look at the right tickets here. Nearly gave out the wrong colour ticket the other day. Okay, if you'd like to be in the raffle for next Monday, all you've got to do now, right now, is say raffle ticket, please, in the chat box. Or you can text number up there, top left-hand corner, 07551 259 675. 07551 259 675. So if you'd like a raffle ticket, please ask now, oh gorgeous ones, or forever hold thy tongue. Here we go then. Fun things to do with tech. Cornwall, a fantastic place to live and sun. Chris Woodhouse would buy the most and best electric bike. Excellent, yes. John Aitken, a music room with an original Wurlitzer jukebox there. Okay, okie doke. Raffle tickets then. Mark Bowles misses swimming. Yeah, me too. We actually have an open air. Actually, I might see if I can book in on that. We have an open air swimming pool here in Woodall Spa, but not right here, but 20 minutes drive away, which I believe you can book into. I might do that. Christ, do you know, I haven't been swimming March, April, May, June. I can't believe I haven't been swimming for 6 months. I bet I won't be able to do 60 lengths now. I betcha. All those muscles have not been used. I'm sure that's something to do with my my weight increase here. Fran would get a passport and go to Perth, Australia to visit her family and her new baby niece. Oh, bless. Oh. Alrighty, let's do these raffle tickets then. Mark Bowles, here we go. 829 for you, Mark. I got no texts come through this morning at all. Look at that. No texts. I wonder where Maureen is this morning. No Maureen today. No text this morning. As Mark Bowles is done. John Aitken. Sorry, Mark, did I give you the number? 829. Write your numbers down, gang. Very important, because when we draw the raffle on next Monday, I only read the numbers, okay? You must write down your numbers. It's due to abuse of the system by certain people who has been abused, boys and girls. Some people like a bit of abuse. Depends who's doing it. Mark Bowles, abuse me anytime you want, darling. There we are. Anyway, Mark Bowles, there we are. Who's next? John Aitken, 8:30. Got a daily game of bingo happening shortly. Michael Pullman, 831. Diane Jebb, 832. Tony King, 833. There's our Fran, 834. Can we have a few more likes, please, this morning, boys and guys? There's only 15. Very disappointed on the likes this morning. Thank you. Gary Davidson, 835. Ba, 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 da, ba. Where's Gary Davidson? 835. Thank you. Daniel Holmes, 836. Gary Ross. Gary, 2 tickets. Ross, 837. Shania, 838. Denise Andrews, 839. Bum, bum. Ross Herndine, 840. Thank you, Ross. Hope you were this morning, sir. Ross is in Australia as well, I think. Am I right there? I'm sure you are. Jason Hughes, 841. Cars Exposed. Good morning to Cars Exposed. He's just bought a scratch card. Did you win? How much have you won? My mate's always winning a fiver. He wins a fiver here and a fiver there and goes and buys 2 more tickets, you know. Morning to Cars Exposed there. Steve Carter would buy a farm. Ah, that's a nice thing to have. To have your own farm. Of course, I'm surrounded here by farms. I'm in a caravan. I don't know if you know that, Steve. And I'm at the end, and directly in front of me is the field, and it looks like it's all ready to cut down. So we're expecting the combine harvest to come round soon, at which point you lock all your windows and doors. Because not only does the dust come in, so do the spiders. Massive, great, blooming big spiders come out of that field and somehow find their way into the caravan. Can't have your doors open when that's going on. They scarper away from the combine harvester. Otherwise, you get chopped up spiders as well in your porridge. Not a pleasant experience if you're a vegetarian. Is there a super draw? Yes, that's tomorrow. Oh, no, that should be today, shouldn't it? That should be today, the super draw. No, we'll do it tomorrow. We should have done that today. I completely forgot to do that. I think we're going to leave that till tomorrow, the super draw. Actually, we usually do it today, don't we? Yeah. There is a Lido in Woodall Spa. Yes, David. Harold for the first time. 842 for you, Harold. Harold Hardrada. Mark Bowles, what was his number? 829 yours was. Harold Hardrada, you are 842. The draw for this is next Monday, Harold. You don't actually have to be here live, okay? I do the draw and then that's it, right? So if you can't be with us live, just check back on the recording a little bit later on because it stays up on the YouTube there. All right, Harold? Yes, no, I haven't got any text this morning at all. No text from Gary, no text from Maureen. No, Maureen's all right. It is bank holiday today. Yes, good morning to Christopher Williams. 843. Christopher Williams. Yeah, I think if I'm right, am I right in saying, Shanot? What did I say last night? I think I said it was going to be on Tuesday last night, didn't I? We usually do it at the very last day of the month, don't we? I thought so. Yes, Ross is in Australia. I know that. Yeah, know that already. Thank you, Ross. Put those in there a little bit later. Put them in there now. Don't get lost there. 2 left there. Okie doke. Let's just do today's birthdays, boys and girls, and then we'll play our daily game of bingo. Okay, there's some new people here, so just watch the bingo. You won't be able to join in with us this morning, unfortunately, because that's all set up at ready. But if you want to join us, I'll tell you how to join with us after the game. All right. What am I doing later? I'll need to go down to the post office and get all the things off. If you like, I'll give you the email. Write the email address down there because you might not want to stay for the bingo. If you're not playing, it can be a bit boring, I think. But if you want to join us for the bingo tomorrow and you only need to register once, then send me an email there. I actually have 2 bingo lists. There's the weekday list where every morning we play a little game. The prize is, what the prize is an extra raffle ticket. To give you another chance to win one of these, our fridge magnets. Don't matter where you are in the world. If you win, it gets sent to you in the post and that's it. Okay? So that's what the bingo prize is during the week. It's an extra raffle ticket to give you another chance to win one of these next Monday. We also have bingo on Sunday nights. That's a proper light bingo session. Like about an hour and a half it lasts. 8 o'clock Sunday night. And for that, the first 3 games, once again, are raffle tickets, and then we do some little prizes like fridge magnets, we've got key rings, we've got pens, and then the main prize at the end is like water bottles, mugs, and that sort of thing there. Alrighty. Oh, yes, thank you, Peter. Of course, the post office isn't open today. Good point. Very good point. No post office today, of course not. Good point. Good point. Thank you. So I'll have to do them tomorrow. All right, let's do today's birthdays, and we'll do yesterday's birthdays as well, because I forgot to do them last night, unfortunately. Happy birthday. Let's do Sundays first. Happy birthday on Sunday, the 31st of August. Sunday, the 30th of August, to the delightful Charlotte Aid J. Jaan. Do you know, I don't think I've ever said your surname right. Charlotte. MC Dryweave, I know her. Very, very, very good friend of mine. I haven't seen her for many, many years now. She made me feel very welcome when I first started at the Black Cap. So happy birthday to you, Charlotte. She's a DJ in her own right as well. Happy birthday on Sunday to the lovely Bradley Watts. Good morning, Brad. All right. I think you're in another country at the moment, aren't you? Working. Now, where is it you are? Oh, I can't remember. He's in another country at the moment. Working. So good morning to you, Bradley. Sorry we didn't get to you yesterday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And also happy birthday on Sunday to Paul Barton. Good morning, Paul. Happy birthday for you yesterday as well. I haven't seen you for ages and ages, Paul. We've got another Paul. It's his birthday today. Paul Bohill. Paul Bohill. 76 years old today. You will know Paul. He's the older chap on Can't Pay Will Take It Away. The one with the grey hair and the glasses. Always comes across as very, very fair to me. That's Paul Bohill. Okay? Love his work on the telly. Brilliant programme. Happy birthday to you, Paul. And happy birthday to Nick Christines, who's a bit of a businessman. He's run a pub. He's got like a restaurant typey business doing catering and things. I don't know what he's doing at the moment, actually. And he's 52 years old today. So to each and every one of you, happy birthday. I can't find my birthday video. Where's it gone now? There it is. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. A little bit later today, I'm hoping to be able to hear my own bits of music on there. Because actually, what you hear, I can't hear anything. I don't have any speakers attached to this, but I've got a nice old amplifier that DJ Chris has given me. I've got a couple of really old speakers which I'm going to plug in, and hopefully I'll be able to hear my own music. I don't, you know, that opening video, I don't hear anything in here. There's no speakers connected to it. I'm hoping to change that today. Fingers crossed. Mike Reese, Ponto, I've just filled up the soap on the dishwasher. Wish they'd make it easier without having to crawl inside the machine. I know exactly what you mean, Mike. Why can't they just have a thing at the top where you just pour it in like the... and in actual fact, even a little tablet. You have to open the door and it's in the back of the door. Why can't it just be like a washing machine where you'd have a little thing? It must be so easy to do. You'd have a little chute going all the way down and then drop the blooming salt into it. And a little meter on the side of it, like a glass thing or something like that. It is difficult, isn't it? You're right. Oh, car's exposed, not won a penny. Never mind. Buy another one. Go on, force yourself. Watch out with those lottery tickets. I was working at a place in Cleethorpes last year. I never remember the name of it. Liberty's Bar or something like that. It was a lovely little place, actually. And I was doing the karaoke there for about... I think it'd been about 3 or 4 months I did there for the summer season. And on the way home, I used to stop at a garage. There's a Esso garage, I think it is. and I would get a sandwich. I wouldn't get petrol from there because I went past the Tesco's in Cleethorpes, and the petrol there was the cheapest I found anywhere. Always cheap petrol at Tesco's in Cleethorpes, right? And then after Cleethorpes, there was another garage, an Esso garage, and I used to pop in there for a sandwich and a bag of crisps and a bottle of juice, you know, for the way home and that. I always remember being behind some lad in there who looked poor, you know, he had like a grey tracksuit on, which looked like it could be doing with a wash, to be honest. It was filthy, the tracksuit, absolutely filthy. An old falling apart trainers, obviously very poor. And he was in front of me in the queue, and he bought £35 worth of lottery tickets. And, you know, I guess he just thought at some point if he did that, he'd eventually come across a big win. But unfortunately, you know, I don't think you should buy those lottery tickets if you can't afford it. Really. You know, I felt a little bit sorry for him, really, because he would have gone home with those tickets. Maybe he might have won a fiver, maybe even 20 quid. £35 in one go on lottery tickets. He probably just got his dole money or something like that, I suppose, and was in there spending his money. I don't know. Silhouettes, thank you, Dave. I can never remember the name of that bar. I always think it's called Liberties for some reason. I've never worked at anyone doing Liberties. Liberties, yeah. Okie doke. Let's have a look there. Jason Hughes is driving now. Oh yes, it's bingo time. Bingo time, boys and girls. Bingo time. Okay, should have got your bingo ticket through the post. If you didn't, you've probably won and didn't claim, so you fell off the system. It's not a problem though. If you suddenly realise you're not getting your bingo tickets, and remember, they're two separate lists. There's a Sunday list and there's a Monday list. Okay. You may fall off one and not the other, okay? Because they're completely different shows. If you found you haven't got your bingo tickets this morning, you've probably fallen off the list, which means you won and didn't claim. That's not something that I do. It's automatic. But it's not a problem. Just send me an email and say, please add me back to the bingo list and tell me which one, and I'll be happy to do that for you. Okay? Alrighty, let's bring up the bingo board. Here we go. Just one game as always, gang. We're only playing one game, and we're playing a full house. You need to mark off all the numbers on your bingo ticket to win the game. As soon as you've done that, type quickly into the chat box bingo, or you can text it on this number here. Gary, could you just send us a text, Gary, on the texting number there, just to see if it's working, Gary, my nephew, Gary. I just wonder if it's working. It's very unusual not to get a text from Maureen. I've got nothing on here. Look, there's nothing on there at all there. Look, nothing on there. So, if you could just send us a text to see if that's working all right. I'm a bit concerned Maureen's not there. Yes, so we only play for a full house. You need to mark off all the numbers on your bingo ticket that you would have received. As soon as you've done that, shout text bingo in a text box, or text, or do both if you want to. If for whatever reason at all that text doesn't get to me within a minute and a half, and we've moved on to the next number, I'm afraid you've missed it. Doesn't matter what the reason is. You've had some sort of computer breakdown. You've had to rush out for a quick wee and you've missed some of the numbers. Or for some technical reason, it just hasn't got through here in time. Sorry, but that's the way it is. If we've moved on to the next number, we've continued with the game and you've missed it. All right? Okie doke. Eyes down. Here come the numbers. Thank you, Gary. Gary's just done a text. Let's see if that comes through. Let's go. 3 and 6, 36. 5 and 1, 51. All on its own, number 3. 5-0, blind 50. I don't think this is working. There's no texts coming through here at all this morning. Isn't that strange? I thought there was something up here. The last one I've got here was from Maureen last night. What shall I do? Should I turn it off and turn it on again? It says Vodafone, so that's... There's nothing coming out at all from that this morning. I'm going to turn it off and just turn it on. Let's do some more numbers while we're doing this. 50 blind 50. 8 and 3, 83. 1 and 5, 15. I'm going to turn it on again now. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. 7 and 5, 75. All on its own, number 7. I've warmed up in here now, I tell you. 2 and 4, 24. 7 and 2, 72. Takes ages to come on, look. 7 and 2, 72. All the 7s, 77. 2 and 6, 26. 2 little ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 8 and 4, 84. All on its own, number 6. That's not working. I should have had those texts in by now, shouldn't I? I bet Maureen's texted this morning. I've got 2 bars of signal. Everything's working. How odd. What happens if I open that? Does it work off the Wi-Fi as well? Sorry to interrupt the game, but if there's any text, I'd like to get them go. Oh, not connected. Oh, okay, right. Let's just try. Where's my Wi-Fi link? Aha! Texts are coming. Texts are coming. 1 moment, please. Texts are coming. Texts are coming. 1 second. Right. I think I've got your text. I'll deal with them after the game, if that's all right with you, boys and girls. All right, let's just join that Wi-Fi as well. What colour is the ink? Is that what it just... hello. How lovely to receive a text from Mark Bowles. It looks like I've got Maureen's one there as well. How can that be the incorrect password? I mean, how retarded is that blooming router? 1 minute. Join. Come on, chop chop, dear. Oh, it's very hot in here. Aha, and we're joined in the network. 1 moment, please. We have joined the network. Wonderful. Where's our texts? There we go. 5 texts coming in there. Oh, is there anything from Maureen? Where's Maureen's? I thought we had one from Maureen there. No, it's Mari. Okay, let me deal with those afterwards. Maureen, if you've sent a text today, I'm concerned Maureen's not here. Gary, there's nothing from you either. Nothing from Gary. Nothing from Maureen. I thought there was one from Maureen. It's Mari. I'll do that in a minute. Anyway, let's carry on with this game. All on its own, number 6. 9-0. Top of the shop, blind 90. Top of the shop, blind 90. 3 and 1, 31. All on its own, number 8. 4 and 7, 47. All the ones, legs 11. I've got my whistle here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, no whistle this week. 1 and 8, 18. I don't think those texts are coming through properly. 6 and 8, 68. All on its own, number 9. 4 and 6, 46. All the 5s, 55. All on its own, number 4. 6 and 9, 69. 1 and 7, 17. 8-0, blind 80. 4 and 1, 41. 5 and 6, 56. We're not hot in here now. 7 and 3, 73. 2 and 8, 28. All on its own, number 2. 5 and 3, 53. Nothing from you, Gary. Can you get Stacey to text us, or if there's anyone near you, Gary Butler? Boris's Den, number 10. 2 fat, morbidly obese Chris's, 88. 3 and 5, 35. 3 and 2, 32. 1 and 9, 19. No, 19. No, 19. 1 and 4, 14. Do you think I should turn this off and turn it on again? Oh, isn't there like a full reset? Now, what's that? Isn't that where you do that in it? Hang on a minute. I think I can do a... Let's try a full reset. You hold both buttons, don't you, for a while? Is that right? Fingers... Oh, yes, yes. Okay, well, that's gone off now. That's coming back on. 1 and 4, 14. 5 and 4, 54. 5 and 7, 57. 7 and 8, 78. 6 and 1, 61. I can't put on the Tory air conditioning. Not hot enough yet, love. 8 and 9, 89. Shania's texted as well, yeah. I've just done a reset on the phone. We'll see if that works. 8 and 9, 89. Very unusual not to get any text. 1 and 2, 12. 8 and 2, 82. All on its own, number 5. 2 and 5, 25. Right, so we've restarted that again, and we'll see what happens now. I'll put that there. You might get a little bit of... Oh, here we are. Oh, here we go. Loads of text coming in. Cars exposed. Mari, Mark Bowles. There's Maureen. Lovely Maureen. And Shania. Not my nephew, though. How strange. Nothing from my nephew. I'll sort out your raffle tickets at the end of the game, if that's all right, ladies. 2 and 5, 25. 8 and 6, 86. Seems to have worked, doesn't it? 8 and 7, 87. 1 and 6, sweet 16. 6 and 2, 62. All the 3s, 33. 7-0, blind 70. 8 and 1, 81. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. 3 and 9, 39. You're still picking up that blooming noise, aren't you? Try it on that side. What happens if I bring it here? Maybe if I put it in front of me there, that might work. Right in front of me. See if that works. 2 and 3, 23. Oh, someone's getting close now. 7 and 4, 74. Oh, 6 and 3, 63. I know what number you're waiting for. 6 and 3, 63. 3-0, blind 30. All right. 6 and 7, 67. 3 and 4, 34. All on its own, little number 1, Kelly's Eye. 2-0, blind 20. 3 and 8, 38. You jest, Peter, actually. My nephew was blocked on the phone once, and we don't know how it happened. Seriously. Oh, that might be an idea. I'll check that in a minute. All the fours, 44. Oh, hang on. Maureen's just sent again. There you go. Maureen's just sent another text. 2 and 1, 21. 2 and 7, 27. 8 and 5, 85. There's Gary's text coming through now. Thank you, Gary. When did you send that? It says 10:45. Potato. Maureen sent another one at 10:25. That's only just come in, Maureen. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Weird. All the sixes, 66. Clickety click. 4 and 8, 48. 2 and 9, 29. 6-0, blind 60. We got we got a winner on 60. You got 1 minute and 30 seconds to get your claim in. 1 minute and 30 seconds. This person might be here. Here we go. Someone's dog outside. See that music you can hear? I can't hear that. Can't hear any music at all here. I know he's going to be here. But you'll still have to claim. Same as everyone else, sunshine. There's Colin. Hello, Colin. Colin K's there as well. But you raffle tickets shortly. Okay. Come on. Chop, chop. Claim. Ooh. Another long show, isn't it, eh? 54 seconds. Chop, chop. Claim, claim. I wouldn't do it by text. They're coming through very, very slowly this morning. Very slowly. Thank you, Gary. Gary's won. Nephew Gary Butler has won the bingo. It's all a fix. It's a fix. Here's Gary's winning numbers. 3, 4, 14, 19, 20, 21, 20, 31, 35, 47, 53, 55. Last number 60, 69, 75, 84 and 85. You get another ticket, Gary. 844. We did get another one, did you? 844 for Gary Butler. Thank you, Gary. All a fix. All a fix. He's getting quite a lot of wins at the moment. That was the case for the delightful Jo, wasn't it? Jo Woodrove some time back as well. She kept winning as well. Good. Well done. We've got some tickets to just give out here. Once again, if you were watching that and you think, oh, I'd like to play that tomorrow morning, it's just a bit of fun, then just send us an email to our usual email address there. And I'll add you onto the system and that'll be fine. All right. So let's just do... Thank you, Mark Bowles. Couple of tickets here for, first of all, for Colin K. 845 Colin. Thank you, Colin. Tickets we didn't do earlier. Colin K. There we are, 845. Maureen, 846. Sometimes technology does let us down, doesn't it? 846 for you. There's Shania, Cars Exposed, and Mari. Mari, you get 847. All right, Mari. Thank you, Mari. That's all. So we get. If I hope I got your text here, everyone. There was one from Colin K. My nephew Gary. I've only got one from you, Gary. Oh no. Yeah, and you said bingo as well. Okay, I got that as well. Bingo, potato. Maureen, she sent 2 this morning. There's the other one there. I can see both of them now. Shania sent 1. And Cars Exposed sent 1. And Mark Bowles sent 1. So and Mari, of course. Mari as well. We've done all the raffle tickets. Wow, dear. What a long little show it was, wasn't it, boys and girls? A long show, eh? Gosh. Thank you very much for joining us on this Monday morning, boys and girls. Been a pleasure talking to you as always. Peter, are you still on the Sunday bingo? I don't know. Have you checked? Did you get any tickets yesterday? If you didn't, then you probably not. And if you're not, then you need to send an email to there. Okay, send an email to there so that when I do some more dealings a little bit later on today, it will be there ready for me to deal with it. You can't do that in the chat box because it gets forgotten. All right, Yes, head of YouTube is here. It's not me. You can't cheat the bingo. Seriously, you can't make someone win. It just doesn't work like that. Anyway, that's it for the show today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you again, hopefully tomorrow morning at 8:45. Tuesday night is also our quiz night here on United Kingdom Talk. Same channel, where you are now. Join us for the quiz night tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Have a lovely Monday. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll see you soon. Cheerio.